ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Good morning. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, whether you spent that with friends or alone. It's just always such a really important thing to be in gratitude no matter what. My word for this year, and will flow into next year as well, is flow, is to just be in a state of allowance and just let be what be, and do that with a heart of gratitude. And I am always, as you guys know, so grateful for you. So for those of you who are here, come on in, say hi, tag a friend, share this video. This is a special episode of the show. I have the privilege to bring to the Momentum stage a wonderful colleague, a friend, somebody that I admire, and she doesn't actually even know the real reason I asked her on. And I want this to be a teaching moment for every single one of you. Who is this? Morning. Morning to you too. I'm always about the teachable moments. I'm always about how you be. When we talk about developing your brand and when we talk about building your reputation, it's this idea of what is the word on the street about you? What is the word on the street about you? Good morning, Sprinkles. How come I can't see your name today? What is the word on the street about you? How are you being? How are you moving through this world? And so my conversation with Carol is going to be so illuminating for so many. And this is why I want to make sure that you get on here, get your people in here, and we're going to talk about this. Also, big news about this show, about this format, this show. I will be sharing more details at the end, but let me just do the headline. This show in its current format will be going away. So this show, the Brand Momentum Morning Show, in its current format will be going away. It's going away to only the brand accelerators. So only the brand accelerators will get this format of the show where, wait a minute, yes. So, but there's good news. The way that you can still participate and learn and grow and build your business from this show is by joining the Brand Accelerator program. So if you're not currently an accelerator, it's super easy. Just type the word accelerator and the team will send you information. It's insane, but I want to share with you why I'm continuing to do this in even a bigger way in 2023. It's a one-time pay of $97 for life. That's it. And you're going to get untold support from me. I mean, I saw there was a program that was similarly focused on brand development. It's $97 a month. This is a one-time $97 pay because my source of my abundance and my overflow does not come from my brand development. My brand development skills, my gifts and talents are my offering, my service offering, why God has put me here on this planet. And so in 2023, I'm going to be leaning into the accelerators even more. And so as of January 1st, 2023, you will no longer see this show unless you're in the brand accelerator, because that's where we're going to be doing all the work. But I'm going to give you all those details. But if you know for sure you don't want to miss an ounce of the goodness, just comment accelerator and we'll get you the information to get in. It's literally going to save so many lives. So I said that Carol is here. Carol is a certified neurocoach. She's an amazing human. She's got a wonderful special that I'm going to have her come on and talk about. But even before that, talk about the work that she does and why it's so important. But I want to make sure you understand how Carol got here, because I literally messaged her Friday and said, "What are you doing at 10 o'clock? Can you come on the show?" Yes, get in, type accelerator. It's a one time 97. This is not Black Friday. And let me just say this is a special code that's over on the AppSumo marketplace. When those codes sell out, that's it. Like, I'm not one of those coaches who does this, like, oh, it's selling out and you won't be able. I just think it's disingenuous. I don't do that. I'm telling you that the codes are there over at AppSumo. They're $97 for a lifetime access to me through the Brand Accelerator program. And when the codes are sold out, they're sold out. Like, that's it. So yeah, definitely get in. So let me bring Carol on. Let me because I want to see I want to see her face. Welcome, Carol. Say hi to the Momentum crew.
Hi, Momentum crew. Thank you for having me.
So Carol
Yes.
Carol is a colleague of mine, and I say colleagues like we don't work together, but she and I were in a media program, and that's how we first got connected, and then we just stayed connected. Right? We're intentional about commenting on each other's posts and just sharing and giving the love. So that is the extent of our connection. Carol's also on my email list, and one of the things that I did for this Thanksgiving, the day before, I always think about how can I be in service? How can I bring value, as opposed to, not just yet again another, oh, I'm grateful for you Thanksgiving email. So I created about 15, they're saying good morning, Carol. I created about 15 different versions of high quality Thanksgiving images that were brand neutral. Yeah. And I thought like that would be so good, because oftentimes there's so many people who don't get the idea that everything about you speaks. Somebody hashtag that, everything about you speaks to the quality of the work that you do, the quality of your images, the quality, everything is communicating. And I just thought it'd be a really great way to you just gift my community some beautiful Thanksgiving graphics so that they could send in their email and they can post on their social media. So I did that, and I heard from maybe maybe two or three. Good morning, beautiful Amber. Yes, everything about me speaks. So 2 or 3 people that responded in the email and said, "Oh, this is great. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving." So of all the hundreds and hundreds of people that are on the list that received that, and if you did correct me if I'm wrong, Carol Register was the only person that tagged me in the post when she used the graphic on her LinkedIn and on her Instagram. And I just thought, wow, this reminds me of what our fellow mentor, Chris Winfield, always says: the extra mile is never crowded. The extra mile is never crowded. Somebody hashtag that, and that's totally attributed to Super Connector Chris Winfield. And so, what does that mean? This is how Carol is on the show this morning, because she walked a little bit further in terms of just being a generous spirit, generosity of heart, because I wasn't expecting that. Literally, when I did that, I was just like, I hope people find it valuable and that they use it. But that her spirit is so generous that she chose not once, but twice to tag me and give credit to me for the graphics. That to me is a special human. And so, because of that, Carol gets to now sit on this platform where we broadcast across all of our social media to bring light to her brand and her gifting to this world. So, Carol, I just want to acknowledge you. I want to recognize you for that. It's certainly I didn't ask for that in the email. I didn't say if you use it, tag me. Carol was the only person who did that. So just talk about that. What was going on for you? Why you chose to do that?
Oh, Faith, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And by the way, you spoke on my summit a year ago as well. That's actually,
Oh,
I think, how
is that first?
we
That's
got to know each other
true. I
through a
forgot.
leadership program. Yeah,
Yeah,
we actually are connected in a couple of ways. So
yeah,
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you. I was thinking that these were beautiful, and I was so excited because I was looking for something. So the timing was perfect when I received your email for these graphics. And to me, it was just natural that you were the one that created these and were so generous in sharing them with us. And so, I thought, oh, if actually at first I posted and I went, oh, I've got to give her credit. She did these beautiful things. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very
yeah.
humbled and you were so generous.
Yeah, no, I mean, and see, this is, scripture tells us it is more blessed to give than receive, right? So I gave the gifts of the graphics, and then Carol gave me the gift of, a generous heart. And look, and here she is now on the show talking. So I just want to show you what it does for you, your brand, your way of being. There was one reel that I did a couple of days ago where there was a post from somebody on LinkedIn because I was inviting them to, my new project, She Lab, and asking her if she wanted to participate on the panel. And in that post, she said, I've been following you for years, and I know that if you're involved, it's going to be done with a spirit of excellence. Now, that's your brand making room for you, right? This is not somebody that I've done any work with, but just observing me. And to say that I'm in because it's you, and we know you move with a spirit of excellence. So, yeah, send me the information. So, I just wanted to evidence just thinking about your way of being. Sometimes we get so focused on, well, the graphic and the this and all those are important, but just how are you showing up? Are you showing up in a spirit of generosity? So, for example, one of the things I always encourage everyone to do, not that you're going to spend, a lot of hours on screen time, but in the morning when you do your devotional and you're ready to start the day, just go through your social media and scroll. Give somebody a heart, give two or three. And again, this is what I want you to hear me do. So Eileen Gottlieb, shout out to Eileen, she's one of the accelerators, gave me this gift of only giving hearts on social media. Like I never, when she and I had done some work and I came into this understanding of being connected to your heart and always being in a space of love, like what's the point of I'm giving you love. So I just see it energetically as when I click on somebody's, whether it's their Instagram or it's their Facebook or whatever, I always get the heart. I never give any. If you see me click on a like, it's because my finger was moving too slowly or something. But I'm always giving love. So do that because that's you being in a spirit of generosity. I'm going to give you a heart, even if it's the quickest thing that you can do, and just keep moving. Do that. It works wonders. So, Carol, tell us all about you and your work and what you've got going on for us on this Cyber Monday.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to say I have been an admirer of yours forever. What you do, the gifts you put out there, your generosity, your love, it's so received and so beautiful. And the way you speak into your faith, and just the work that you do highlighting brands and helping people to build their brand. It's a beautiful thing that you do. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm a huge fan. And so I am a certified neurocoach, and what I do is help people get unstuck. I help you get unstuck and get out of your own way using a neuroscience-based process. And it's just working with the way our brains work, the way our brains are designed, and it really helps facilitate the process of change, of doing what we want to do, going for those dreams and values that we have when we work with the way our brains are wired. And my partner and I, my business partner, Alex Leanne Carter, and I, we focus in on productivity, increasing your productivity and wealth without burnout. Because these are huge areas in our society these days. We definitely live in a hustle culture.
Oh, no
Yeah,
kidding.
go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how would somebody know if they're stuck? I get that question, from time to time, and whether it's like, oh, this isn't for me at this moment, or it's for me, but I'm stuck and I can't see it. So give me some ways that people might identify that they're actually stuck.
Well, I will tell you the way it happened for me before I got my certification in neuroscience, in the neurocoaching. I had a vision, but the vision kept getting crowded out. There were so many distractions. I was really burnt out. I actually ended up spending 5 days in bed, and my adult daughters rescued me and said, "You're out of here. This is not happening anymore." And I had gone through a grieving process. So really, when you want something and you know that you want it, but you can't quite see it, and you know that you just have this intuitive sense that you're not getting there, and you can't even figure out everything that's in the way, that's when you know you're stuck, right?
Yeah.
Now, it may be that you have two different things, two different choices, and you're not sure, you're torn, and that's another way of being stuck. How do I know which way to go? How do I know what to choose? And that's where it's so helpful to have a guide and a mentor to give you the tools to clarify things for yourself, to be able to move forward.
Ooh, I love that. And so I just want to ask everybody who's listening live right now, do you feel that you're stuck? Do you feel like I'm just putting up Carol's Instagram. For those of you who are so inclined, please do go find her and follow her. Do you feel stuck? Right? Because this is one of the reasons why this is an important conversation to be having before we roll into the new year, because whatever's in the way right now is the time to get it the heck out. This is the time to completely reject this notion of being stuck and confused. I tell you all the time, like, God is not about confusion and chaos. So and I know for me, the way I do, Carol, is, I just lean on scripture where Jesus says, my peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you, and the peace that passes all understanding. So when I'm making a decision or I have a decision point, first of all, I always go to God. Like, I say, God's the chairman of my board. Like, I don't make any decisions without him. And if I feel at peace about it, having run through the different scenarios, just sort of like go through the worst case. What would happen? Okay, so maybe you lose 10K. Okay, is that going to be the worst thing in the world? No, because you've bought a lot of stuff for that and had no redeeming value, right? And then I go again, because I know that I'm going to be covered. I know that I'm protected. And we know that you just can't sit in this analysis paralysis. So as somebody's telling, move the mountains now. Absolutely. I mean, am declaring 2023 is our breakout year. 2023 is our breakthrough year. 2023 is when overflow becomes the norm. And you get to be
Yeah.
aligned with coaches, mentors, people who are here for your winning. People who are here for your winning. So, okay, so we get to be unstuck. What are some things that you offer in your program that you might be able to just sort of give them an idea so that when we do put the information up, they know, like, jump on this right away, because this is different than, let me just say this. You heard Carol say she's a certified neurocoach. This is different than just wishing. Wishing is not a strategy. Oh, I'm going to manifest it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not a strategy in and of itself. Like, you really get to understand that your brain is in control. Like, you yourself are not in control. It is the mind, it is the brain. So, Carol, give us some ideas of the ways that you work through with your program and your clients.
Okay, I'd be happy to. I just want to lean in for a minute to some scripture. Um, there's a proverb, a beautiful proverb that says, "As a man thinks, so is he." There's a scripture that says we are given all things necessary for life and godliness. There is scripture that says we're to think on praiseworthy and excellent things. There are multiple scriptures dealing with our mind. Our minds connect with our hearts. It's very important to know that. And neuroscience is the whole nervous system, not just the brain. And some of the ways we get stuck are with the negative internal chatter to ourselves. So in my program, we really go deep on uncovering what that internal chatter is, because what we're often used to doing is just pushing past it. And when we push past it, this is not about speaking it into life. I want to be clear about that. But when we push past it, we're still making decisions from it. It's still operating in our subconscious. So a big part of what we do in the program is we help you uncover what those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs are, and then be able to turn those around to the truth. Because those limiting beliefs are lies about ourselves. And we get to wire in our success and the truth about us. And that we take a look at our identity, who we really are, so that we can operate from that place of being rather than from a place of doing. Now, I also teach principles of wealth because we didn't grow up, most of us, learning how the wealthy think, and they do think differently. And there are principles that we can operate by that will help turn things around for us, and principles of productivity as well. So we have a 6-month program called the Diamond Transformation where we go deep into those. But right now, I want to tell you, if you want to dive in and get an easy intro, today is our last day for a Black Friday flash sale that we're having, where you can get a 30-day system to increase your productivity right now in December and in 2022 strong. If you've been going towards your goals and you feel like you need an accelerator or you've gotten blocked in those, that's what this is for. And we've also got a money mindset mastery piece in there. So yeah, that's what we do.
So that sounds super interesting. Give me a little bit about did you say it was a diamond? Tell me that again.
The Diamond Transformation Program. It's a 6-month program. And we break it into 2 90-day sections. And we literally help you not only get from A to B with your quick wins, but we give you the tools, the rewiring tools, so that you can have long-term ongoing success. As what we find in a lot of mindset programs is they leave you with partial knowledge. And you'll have a quick win, but it'll be temporary. And we want to give you those tools, again, to work with the way our brains work, that will give you those long-term ongoing wins.
So let me just say, I don't know if you've ever met a certified neuro coach. Give me the term correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Certified neurocoach. Yeah.
Right, that actually knows what she's doing and what she's talking about and how the brain works. Like if you're tired of being tired of being tired of trying and starting and stopping and stalling, let this gift of Carol's presence here today be your present to yourself this holiday. I've just put up the link. You can take a screenshot of that, and I'm going to also let's see if I can put it in the comments. There you go. It's also in the comments. How much is this Black Friday special, Carol?
So we did a really cool thing for you. It's a bundle. So you can go in and you can pick and choose what you want, what you need the most, and or you can buy the whole thing, which is maximizing the value. It is up to 80% off. That's why it comes down tonight. We couldn't just keep this up forever. We couldn't
Yeah,
call ourselves a business, right?
yeah,
But we wanted to be very generous. We wanted to gift you if you're interested in having this long term success. It's really, really childlike simple, but it does take a guide to walk you through it so that you can do it in the best way possible, maximizing the work and not, again, having that partial win. You
yeah.
got the whole set of tools. Yeah.
So if you
So
were like,
that comes down tonight at midnight. Oh,
okay,
sorry
so
about that.
no, midnight tonight. We just have a slight delay. That's okay. So this goes down
Yeah.
midnight tonight, but we're not gonna wait till midnight. This is one of the things that you get to know about leaders and people who are successful. They're decisive and they don't go back on their decision or wishy-washy it and just make a decision that you get to win. Make a decision. One of my other mentors, David Nagel, when I was in his Elite Mind program, he would have a saying, I will not be denied my success. And that you get to repeat that over and over. So I just want to ask everyone, like, if you feel like, okay, there's something else going on, I feel stuck. Like I know I'm good at what I do. I know my vision, or I'm close to having a vision articulation. I feel in my heart that I'm supposed to be doing this, but it's stop, start, stop, start. Give yourself this,
Yeah.
get this is your holiday present to yourself, and get in on this
Faith,
before night.
I know you're so grounded in the word and in your relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
But can you think of any times when you went to take some new action and some of the thoughts or beliefs that came up? Is there anything
Oh,
that comes to mind for you in that way?
oh, absolutely. I mean, so here's the thing. It's never just like, oh, I'm just like, skipping through the park making these decisions. I recently had to make a
Yeah.
decision on, sourcing cash for my business. And, you're thinking about, oh my gosh, do I want to do that? That's like a big loan, all the things. And I don't get to be stuck. And I get to know that I am a masterpiece, because this is the thing that I know to be true. I choose to believe what God says about me, not what anybody
Yeah.
else, not what the Good Time Tina's, not the Peanut Gallery crew. I choose not to believe any of that. I
Yeah.
believe what God says about me. I can't tell you guys how many times I'll share this. When I was starting up my business, that I heard, you're going to send out your resume, you're going to get a real job, get a real job, get a real job, get a real job, right? Because my history is from corporate, where
Yeah.
it's like six figures. I don't have to think. I mean, I would just have money and forget to go cash a 20K check. That was the corporate life. But here's what I know to be true about me, that I'm at my highest and best when I'm in freedom. Freedom is one of my core brand attributes. And though I was making all that money, I would often say it's like I'm it's gold, but it's a golden handcuff. Go here, be here. We
Yeah.
need you at this. Go, fly to New.
Yeah.
I have no time to just be. So yeah, there are plenty of times that I'm making decisions, Carol, where I'm like, yeah, the uncertainty and the this, but then I get to also remember. I get to put myself in remembrance that God says He has a plan for me to prosper me, to give me a good life, that God says it is His pleasure to give me the kingdom, that God said I am going to lend and not borrow, that God said I am a victor, not a victim, that God said I would be the head and not the tail. So the question then becomes, who do you choose to believe? I am
Yeah.
Team Jesus all day, all night, no matter what happens. No
Yeah.
matter what
Yeah.
happens. So,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying, that you get to be anchored in seeing yourself the way God sees you. But if you haven't done the work to do that, it's going to be like you're trying to push a rope uphill without
Yeah.
expert guidance. Without
Yeah.
expert guidance. So, this is
You
why
said a rope uphill,
I will.
but I know you meant a boulder.
No, no, no. But think about it.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
I absolutely meant a rope. Visualize trying to push a rope uphill. You can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're strong
Yeah.
enough, sure you can push the boulder, but it's just the the,
Yeah.
the just like madness of trying to push it, right? The rope's just going to naturally come back down. So this is what I'm saying. It's like
Mm,
you get to decide that
got
2023
you.
is your breakout year. You get to decide that enough is enough. Enough is enough of every year I'm making the same resolutions and I'm trying these things and nothing's working. And that you get to be bold, that you get to jump. And guess what? I heard this Steve Harvey, he does this brilliant, you've got to jump video. And he says in that, yeah, are you going to like scuff your knees and maybe your elbow? Yeah, but you're going to make it. This is sometimes we think that it's going to be just like daisies and a nice, skip through the lily field. It's not. It's not. And nobody ever said that it should be. So,
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, good morning, Karen. I def oh, I love this. Is this Beth? This is the year it stops. And I love the
Yeah.
declaration on this, Beth. This is the year it stops. So if
Yeah.
you are determined, decided, resolved that this is the year it stops, I want you to ask yourself, what am I willing to do different? Last year, I lone wolfed it. I was out there on my
Yeah.
own, watching the free webinars, the YouTubes, buying the different self help books, all the things. And that's great. And it's the same reason why an Olympic athlete has a coach. It's the same reason why five,
Yeah.
6 time, quarterback winning athletes have coaches. So
Yeah.
when you're thinking, I'm going to lone wolf it and do it myself, it doesn't work. And so if you're determined that this is the year, then here is a beautiful, brilliant resource, because it starts here, right? It starts 95% of all of our decision making happen at the subconscious level, unaware of
Yeah.
what we're doing. Like right now, we're on our computer.
Yeah.
We're seeing,
Yeah.
lovely Carol, and I see the comments going. But guess what? Underneath, my laptop is processing at a high rate of speed, unbeknownst to me. I don't see what's going on, but it's because of the unseen of what's going on, why we get to have this connection right now. So, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Faith, you know what? In regard to that, what we don't realize is that over 90% of the limiting beliefs we have are from our childhoods, and we're still operating by them. And a great example of that is you don't go sit down when you're going to tie your shoe and think, okay, I've got to pick up this ribbon over here. I've got to pick up this string over here. I've got to cross it over. No, you can sit down and tie your shoe while you're having a conversation with somebody.
I
That's
love
an
that.
example of something that's automated, right? Just like you were referring to with the computer. But
Yeah,
we don't realize that they came from our childhoods. Now, we don't have to go back in order to reprogram our brains. We're literally rewiring them because our brains are designed to automate all the time.
yeah,
We change our minds all the time. It's not some scary out there thing, right? Um, But one of the things that's so important to know is that you do have the possibility of changing what's in your subconscious so that what you are operating by unaware is these beautiful truths about you and your purpose and that you matter and that you're here for a reason. It's all about that. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate the way you brought that up.
No, it's my pleasure because I really want to communicate this knowingness that I have, that you have, that we get to get help. You get to get
Yeah.
help. Yeah. You get to have guidance. You get to have support. And it's not meant for you to, you know, like our background, be on the desert. There are times when it's like you absolutely want to be on the private island by yourself. And when it comes to building your brand and your business, this is not one of them. The reason, again, for me, that this is so important is, and I've said this before, no matter how brilliant I am, and I have the ability to give you strategies that can absolutely move your business. If your mindset is such, if your way of being, if you're just naturally wired to see problems as opposed to opportunities, if you're naturally wired, because here's the thing, and I learned this from our leadership program, everything's a neutral event. Everything that happens is a neutral event. It's how we choose to see it. So I'll give you an example. This past weekend, I was in a trade because, for those of you, shout out to all of my Wi-Fi money day traders. And the trade went against me. And I think I lost, like, I don't know, how much was it? Maybe like $1,600. My instinct is like, okay, remember when did you enter, what strategy were you my mind goes to, okay, lesson learned, okay, next. Now, let me see here, I'm in a trade right now that's up $366, so I go right back in. You see what I'm saying? Like, so this is what you get to do. It's like you get to be so strongly supported and so wired, that possibility. Like, I don't think of myself as like, oh, I lost six. I'm like, I know exactly what I need to do to go back and get back in the market. So that's just an example. So yeah, there are times that things are going to come against you, but it's how you choose to see it. Do you see it as like, okay, lesson learned? Okay, so next time I'll do X, Y, and Z, as opposed to why me? Right? Victim, 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 as opposed to learning opportunity, but I still get to go forward. I still get to go forward. Right? This is why my joy, my pleasure, Jeffrey. This is why this is so important, that you get support in rewiring, rethinking, because that is going to be the thing that sabotages, like Carol mentioned, you'll get a little win.
Yeah.
But because the wiring, right, you can get a jump, your car battery, you can get a jump, it can get you to where you're meant to be going. But please understand, at some point soon, you need a new battery, right? This is your battery. This is your battery that's going to give you all that you need for long term. So I want to ask the crew, anybody have any questions specifically for Carol? And Carol, what I want to ask you now is if you could do like maybe one small technique. I'm going to give you the floor. Just give them one little technique that maybe they can get a sense of what are some of the tools that you have for them.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you with the technique, would you prefer, oh, where'd you go?
I'm
It says,
here.
there
I
you
jumped
are.
right in. What?
Would you prefer to have a quick principle of wealth to increase your wealth in 15 minutes a day? Or would you prefer to have a rewiring technique? I can give you one or both.
Why don't we do the rewiring technique?
Okay. So with the rewiring technique, the first thing that you want to do is you want to write down any negative thought that comes up. And these are particularly going to come up when you're going for something that you want to go for. So let's say you're really working towards those goals to finish 2022 strong. You're moving forward. And you may have had thoughts of frustration or overwhelm or giving up as we get closer to the end. I want you to take a journal and I want you to start to become aware of the negative chatter that you're having internally. And anytime you notice a belief like, just can't do this, it's too hard, I'm just not enough, I'm not smart enough, or I can't figure it out, any of those things that come up, jot them down. That is a technique to start to become aware of that chatter that we have. And as we become aware of that, then we can go through, it's really a simple 4-step process. So I'm actually going to give you one more thing. Next to those thoughts, those limiting beliefs that you write down, that negative chatter, I want you to write down next to it, in the words your brain uses, the exact opposite, the truth about you. So if it's too hard, you can write down, I am doing this easily. And I want you to put as many of those true statements into I am statements as possible. So this is something that you can do to start to work with the way your brain is working, to have an awareness of that automation that's going on back there that is not serving us. And you can start to really lean into what is the truth. And if you have trouble writing down that truth, sometimes we do, then get with a partner. Get with a partner who is willing to work with you on this, who knows you and loves you if you can. But if not, just get with the partner. You guys support one another, commit to supporting one another in making sure that you've written down those true statements. And there's so much more. It's amazing, but I think that will help you guys to get started. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, as you were going through that, and I was just visualizing on the left, like, you know, like this is hard. And then when you said the truth of I'm doing this easily, like I just literally felt my heart move. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what we get to do. We get to write these things down. And I'm going to add, we get to also say them out loud because, you know, I'm a big proponent of vocal power. Like in Genesis,
Yeah.
multiple times it says, and God said, and God said, and God said. He didn't just think it, light might be interesting.
Yeah.
And God said, let there be light. And God said. So say out those easy terms, the one on the right hand side, and start doing that. But get into this program and just get ready for 2023. This is a super helpful. Carol, thank you
Yeah.
so much for your willingness to show up and serve, and just, you know, being a yes. As I said to you, you know, Carol didn't even know why my real sort of like impetus for having her on the call. And I hope that landed with so many of you, that just the way that you be can open doors for you. So, Carol, I thank you. Everybody, share this video, tag your friends, take a screenshot of Carol's link. It's also in the comments. This goes away at midnight. And so,
yeah,
be
and
inspired.
it starts at $27. So it's a very, very easy entry point. And you get to choose. Thank you so much. So much.
Absolutely. Carol, my love, it was my absolute joy having you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for just being a light onto this world and showing us examples of how we get to be. So I love you. I thank you. And I am just excited to share with you the joy of so many people who are going to come into this program and work with a certified neurocoach who can help you once and for all rewire your brain to think the truth of what God says about you, that you don't get to struggle alone. We don't get to ride the struggle bus alone. You get to ask for help and you get to receive that help. Jesus says you have not because you ask not. What are you not having that you know is a deep desire of your heart? You get to ask for it. You get to ask for help. Carol, my love, thank you so much for being here. Momentum crew, give Carol a wonderful send off, joyous blessings and gratitude for you and to you, and much success on this program, Carol.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And blessings to you and to all of you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So, how good was that? How was that good or was that good? Oh, uh, Carol, Amber saying thank you for coming today. So, in our remaining moments, I just wanted to sort of circle back to what I said about the format of the show and where we're going and why we're changing. So, effective January 1st, 2023, this show in this format will be no more. This show is moving to the Brand Accelerator private Facebook group. This format of coaching and laser coaching and doing work and asking you what's your vision and helping you craft your vision. So all of the coaching is going to the accelerators. Like I'm leaning in 100% with the accelerators 2023 and beyond. And as I mentioned before, my money doesn't come from my brand development work, right? I'm blessed to be able to do so many other things. So I get to really focus on the accelerators because the reason I'm doing this is like, I want to see more people win. I want to see more people win. And if it takes me leaning in more, if it takes me being more of a mother hen to start that shift, I'm willing to do that because my salary, my mortgage is dependent on that. Does that make sense? So this show is moving into the Brand Accelerator program. How you get into the Brand Accelerator program is a 97 one-time pay. Let me just put this here. One-time pay. It's going to be kind of like a long thing, but I'll post it in there as well. You pay $97 one time and you're in the Accelerator program. Here's why it's even more magical, because just like we did with Carol, right? As an accelerator, you too now will have access to the show platform so that you can come on and be interviewed with me and have a conversation and talk about your brand and share whatever you have going on and connect with the people and get people to follow you on Instagram, all the things. So the access to the show is only going to be for accelerators. You want to be an accelerator, get in, comment accelerator. If this link is too much, just type the word accelerator, we'll get you in. What's going to replace this maybe just more of like a 30-minute interview show with interesting people, authors of things. There's not going to be any coaching. There's not going to be any, me helping you with none of that stuff. All of that goes into the accelerator. And then bonus will be, once you're an accelerator, any events that I'm doing, whether they're virtual or you get to attend for free. So I'm just demonstrating my level of commitment to the accelerators, and I can't make this any more accessible for you. A lifetime. This is what we talk about #faith for life, is by coming into the accelerator program. So I will be sharing. I love it, Juicy. Yeah, this is what we get to do, because I get to see more people win. I get to see more people win. Like, my gifts and talents, which I'm very clear on, are not just for me. It's not just for me to be like, oh, look, Barack follows me on Twitter. Oh, look, that woman said she knows me and anything I do is excellence. And I get to help other people get that as well. So we're just going all in on accelerators 2023. This show, this format, this coaching, this morning momentum, inspiration, all of that is going away. It'll be only in the private accelerator Facebook group. So accelerators get to win in 2023. I'm going to be doing more pop-ups. I'm going to be doing more challenges. I'm just going to be in there, right? Because as I said, this is where I get to give. This is where I get to serve. My money comes from other places. So I'm not worried about trying to get you into a $50,000 brand development program. That'll be for the special executive or whomever who wants it, and will serve that person. And in the meantime, we get to have accelerators winning. So is that good? So who here now in the show watching with me is not currently in the accelerator program? Just type a 1 if you're not currently an accelerator client. And I'm gonna have to have my my admin go verify and check the emails, because I want to make sure I'm announcing that. Okay. Yeah. So if you're not currently an accelerator and you're putting in a 1 to indicate that, if you want to get in for a one-time 97, just type the word accelerator and you'll get information, and then you're in. And then it's win season for the accelerators in 2023. That's my declaration. We're flowing into expansion. We're flowing into such overflow. Like I couldn't even wait to come on to announce this. So January 1st, 2023, this show's going away. Accelerators get it. And I may just do, as I said, a 30-minute segment. So any questions before we go? We've got 9 minutes till the top of the hour. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to share? Who's signing up with Carol? I want to see the action. I want to see us get into a space of motivation. Okay, brilliant. Who is this? So I can know where to send this. Who wrote this? Yeah, get into action. And listen, guys, particularly when we're not talking about mortgage money. Like, I can understand a little bit of, okay, Beth, got you, babe. I could understand a little bit of hesitation and consternation if we're talking about mortgage money, if we're talking about rent money. This is not that. This is, where do I click the link money? And what I want you to know, if you know anything about me, like, I don't hang out with good time Tinas. So anybody that I associate with, this is why that person on LinkedIn can say, I know if you're involved, it's going to be done with a spirit of excellence, because, you know, guys, I'm very much like, I live my brand. What I teach, I live it. And so my brand reputation is so important to me. So if I bring somebody on, you know, they're not some fly by the, seat of their pants type person. So I want you to like act like, like we used to say in Brooklyn, you better act like, if you don't know, you better ask somebody about when opportunities come to you. Scripture tells us sometimes people miss the opportunities because it's like you throw pearl in front of swine and they eat it because they think it's food, not recognizing like, wow, this is like precious, things here that I need to really like take advantage of. So not calling anybody a swine. I'm just, this is what God said. I'm just repeating what God said. But, and you get to feel convicted. Let me tell you, how I got on my journey to being the CEO of me, to being daughter of Abraham, loud and proud, is I had to get convicted. And it's not a bad thing, because sometimes we just need to be like woken up from our lull, like, oh yeah, wow, all of my gifts and like, here's the thing, think about your gift and your talent. Like, if you think what you have is amazing, if you can sit there and go, if only 10 people had this, their lives would be so dramatically impacted. You get to move with the quickness. You get to move with the lightning, because God said, even if it's just one sheep that's missing, you're going to put down the 99 and go find that one. And he's giving you gifts and talents to serve his people. And we're playing around with it, acting like, don't be Jonah. Don't be Jonah when God called and he's like, I'm going to take a cruise. I'm out. We get to be about God's business, and your gifts and talents are from the Creator himself. Hey, nobody else can claim that they gave it to you. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap us. Carol, thank you again so much for blessing us with your gift, with your expertise, with your way of being. And I just really hope that landed. This is the homework. This is going to be the homework inspired by Carol. I want you to today, whether it's on your socials, whether it's in your email, whether it's a phone call, okay, even a text, I want you to reach out to somebody that and just surprise and delight them. I mean, obviously be genuine about it. This needs to be somebody who you feel is an inspiration to you, the way that they're being is motivating to you, whatever it is, and let that person know. Just I wanted to just reach out and let you know I'm so grateful for the way you are. I'm impressed by the way you are. You're an inspiration to me. Whatever it is, it gets to be genuine. But I want you to take that extra step. Take that extra step on the extra mile. Like I shared, our collective mentor, Chris Winfield, is the one who we get this from. The extra mile is never crowded. And when you dare to walk on that extra mile, you get recognized, you get remembered, you get to be invited on a show to promote your business. Like I could have had anybody or I could have had nobody and the show would still be awesome. This is my point, is that for Carol, she is here not because she asked, but because the way she be. And I observed that in her and I wanted to recognize that. I wanted to celebrate that. I wanted to honor her for that. So who's going to reach out, whether it's via email, social, phone, or text to someone? Yep, absolutely. Shout out to Chris Winfield. The extra mile is never crowded. Who's going to walk that extra mile and go give somebody some love today? I just want you to know I'm so inspired by you. I just want to know I love your resiliency. I just love the way that you be, whatever it is. Doesn't need to be a dissertation, but you're just going to walk on that extra mile today. Who's walking the extra mile today? Okay, perfect. Amber, always first on the line. Carol saying she will too. Yes. Go do it and mean it. Be this is not about being disingenuous. Mean it. But let that start to be the way that you be, and be that light and be that example, right? You know that song, and they'll know we are Christians by our love. Like just the way you be. Go light up the world. All right. Karen, go inspire somebody. Go give gratitude to somebody today. All right, my lovelies. So let's see. I'm going to, there's the link to getting on the accelerator. I think everything on AppSumo is still going. So like I said, is whenever they sell out, they still have no control over that. I'm just telling you what we're doing, that we're leaning into accelerators starting 2023, and you want to be in there. So I love this. Be light, be love, be lifted. Amen and amen. Yes, go be the light for somebody today. Light somebody up with joy, with love, with gratitude. As you know, for me, I'm always deeply grateful for the way you guys show up for me, the way you show up for yourself, the way you engage, the way you support, the way you share out the video when we're done. And each little person's action in getting the message out is so greatly appreciated. So I love you. Go be awesome. It's a fantastic Momentum Monday. Go make magic, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
No one ever sees me. I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me. I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me. I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me? I'm losing every battle. you.